Did you know there are some work-from-home jobs that will train you and some don't require experience? Come with me, I'll show you. So the first job I'm sharing comes to us from the company Webstaurant Store. So they fall under the umbrella of Clark Associates. This job is for a customer solutions specialist and you'll work from 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time Zone hours. Now, I really like this company because they do frequently have positions similar to this one. The hours do vary, but they do include training and equipment. I'll get into that in just a minute. This is a full-time remote position. However, it looks like they're only hiring in the Central and Eastern time zones of the United States. So fingers crossed, hopefully you live in one of the 38 states you see on your screen right now. And they're going to train you in this job. They tell us they offer a 60-day training period from 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time Zone hours or local time zone equivalent Monday through Friday. And then after training, you'll work 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time Zone hours or local time equivalent Monday through Friday, weekends as needed. So you need to be okay working an occasional weekend. So in addition to training, they will provide you with some equipment. I know that because right here on the right, they tell us you need a valid physical address. P.O. boxes are not supported as a physical address is required for you to receive your computer equipment. And this job is all about customer service. It's an action-oriented role where critical thinking is required to assist customers by utilizing multiple software tools to navigate customer accounts, research questions, solve problems, and communicate effective solutions. And this is a really good opportunity if you've ever done any sort of customer service. It doesn't matter in what capacity. Maybe you were a cashier at TJ Maxx, you were a bagger at a grocery store. I know that is old school. You worked at McDonald's, you were a server, a bartender, whatever. You dealt with the public. That's customer service. And they tell us this role does not require a degree. We value relevant skills and experience in alignment with our core values above all else. So they tell us they'd like you to be proficient with Office 365, which consists of Outlook, Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, as well as Windows systems and internet navigation. You have excellent communication skills. You can type at least 40 words per minute, and you have a pretty decent internet connection. And then, of course, you need all your typical soft skills you need for just about every job. You're able to communicate via phone, chat, and email in a fast-paced environment, and you can follow through to meet your deadlines. And when it comes to the salary, back at the top of the job description, they tell us they'll pay you $25.70 per hour. Our next training included work-from-home job is with Genworth. You'll work in the Care Scout division of Genworth. So this job is for a senior customer service representative first call resolution. So when I see first call resolution, especially in the title, that means this position is responsible for resolving customer issues the first time they call without escalating to your supervisor or any team leader. It's a full-time remote position. However, they're only hiring in the Eastern and Central time zones. But they will train you. Training hours will be 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Time Zone hours. Once training is complete, your regular schedule will be 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Schedule may adjust slightly in the future based on business needs, and candidates are expected to have consistent, reliable, and predictable attendance during the duration of virtual classroom training and upon successful completion of training to support the needs of customers. So this is a customer service position where you'll serve as a primary point of contact for customers and providers during the long-term care assessment process, supporting coordination and communication across parties, making it one of the most critical roles at Care Scout. So you'll provide exceptional customer service through timely, accurate, and courteous responses to customers, family members, caregivers, providers, and internal care partners, and serving as a flexible, solution-oriented point of contact, resolving customer requests from intake through completion by coordinating scheduling, documentation, and follow-up with internal teams and external partners. So this is a good opportunity if you have about 2 years of customer service experience and a high school diploma or equivalent. You have reliable high-speed internet and a dedicated distraction-free home setup. And they list a few nice-to-have qualifications. They're just nice to have. They include a degree, previous call center or contact center experience, prior experience in the long-term care or insurance industry, and knowledge of HIPAA requirements and confidential information handling. And those 4 things are just nice to have. They're not required. And as far as the salary, I'm just scrolling down to the bottom of the job description because down here they tell us they'll pay you anywhere from $43,200 up to $66,400 per year. So if you have a little bit of customer service experience and you can prove how you are really efficient at resolving customer issues, definitely start your salary negotiations at the high end. So our next training included work from home job is with Bicycle Health. In fact, I have 2 opportunities with Bicycle Health. For the most part, these jobs are identical with exception of the hours you might work. So they have 2 positions for a clinical support specialist. One of them is working the Northeast region and the other is working the Pacific region. So for the Northeast region position, you'll work Eastern time zone hours. There are 2 shifts from which to choose, Monday through Friday, 10:45 a.m. to 7:15 p.m. Eastern time, or you can work Wednesday through Friday, 10:45 a.m. to 7:15 p.m. Eastern time, as well as Saturday and Sunday, 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern time. They're not saying you have to live in the Northeast region. You do have to be available to work Eastern time zone hours. And they'll train you. It's a 6-week training session, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Eastern time zone hours. And you probably notice the salary. They tell us the target pay is $20.75 per hour, and they'll give you a $50 monthly remote work stipend. So this is a customer service position where you'll serve as a key point of contact for patients through their treatment and recovery process. You'll deliver world-class patient experience via phone, chat, and email, making and receiving inbound and outbound calls continuously throughout your work shift while adhering to defined workflows to ensure patients and clinicians receive consistent, high-quality support and maintain clear documentation of care resolution support provided. And to qualify for this position, they'd like you to have a high school diploma or a GED or 2 years relevant experience, and you must meet at least one of these requirements. 2 years experience delivering best-in-class customer service in a high-volume environment in which the majority of your day is spent helping customers, or at least 2 years experience delivering best-in-class customer service in a care coordination, patient advocacy, or equivalent patient-facing role in a healthcare setting, or at least 1 year experience delivering best-in-class customer service in an equivalent role, including but not limited to patient experience, patient support, clinical support in a telehealth setting. You need to be customer focused, tech savvy. You can demonstrate self-awareness, you're action oriented. You can also ensure accountability, you take ownership of your work, and a nimble learner. So that pretty much sums up this opportunity. Let's take a quick peek at the Pacific region position, and really there's not a whole lot of difference. They do tell us you'll work full-time 40 hours a week, Monday, Thursday, and Friday, 10:45 a.m. to 7:15 p.m. Pacific time zone hours, and then on Saturday and Sunday, 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific time zone hours. And again, they're not saying you have to live in the Pacific time zone. You do have to be available to work Pacific time zone hours. So if you don't live in the Pacific time zone, just translate your local hours to those hours. And the target pay range starts at $20.75 per hour, and they'll give you a $50 monthly remote work stipend. And as far as the responsibilities and qualifications, this is your typical customer service positions, just like the one I just shared, where you serve as a key point of contact for patients through their treatment and recovery process. They want you to have a high school diploma or a GED and about 2 years relevant work experience, and you meet at least one of these requirements. 2 years customer service experience in a high volume environment in which the majority of your day is spent helping customers, or at least 2 years experience in customer service in a care coordination, patient advocacy, or equivalent patient-facing role in a healthcare setting, or at least 1 year experience in customer service in patient experience, patient support, clinical support in a telehealth setting. And then, of course, you need all your typical soft skills, and that includes you're comfortable using computers and you're familiar with Microsoft and Google products. So our last work from home job that trains you does not require experience. This one is with the company SkyGen. No stranger to this channel. They always seem to have pretty good remote jobs available. Right now they have an opening for a claims intake processor level 1. It's fully remote anywhere within the United States. You'll work Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Central Time Zone hours. You don't have to live in the Central Time Zone. Just translate your local hours to those hours. And they want you to be available to work weekends on occasion due to business needs. And this is kind of cool. They tell us there's the potential for a flexible schedule. So if these hours don't work out for you, just make sure to talk to them. See if you can work a different schedule. And they'll train you. Right here they tell us they offer paid training. So this is a really good foot in the door kind of position, and you'll do a whole lot of data entry. You'll input data from insurance claim and or authorization requests submitted by healthcare providers or members into database systems. So yep, a whole bunch of data entry. You'll log unclean submissions, so rejection letters are generated back to the servicing provider and a record is retained within the system. Navigate through the imaging software to retrieve claims and authorizations for data entry, and maintain proficiency with data entry guidelines and unique client requirements. So if you have a high school diploma or equivalent and you can successfully complete a pre-employment online alphanumeric data entry assessment, you have strong data entry and typing skills, as well as excellent attention to detail and high degree of accuracy, this job has your name on it. Now they prefer, but they don't require, they prefer you have about 1 year experience in data entry or transcribing services, preferably related to medical or dental claim submission. They also prefer, but don't require, you have about 1 year successful experience working in a remote environment. And as far as the salary, they tell us they'll pay you anywhere from $15.38 up to $23.07 per hour. So on your resume, if you've ever dealt with claims or you've done a lot of data entry in a past job, definitely clearly express that on your resume at the top in the summary section of your resume, and start your salary negotiations at the high end of this pay range. So that's all I have for you in this video. 5 work-from-home jobs that will train you. A couple of them do not require experience. Make one of these jobs yours. And if none of these work out for you, check out this video right here. And hang in there, guys, because your job is out there. All we have to do is find it. So thank you so much for visiting. I truly appreciate your support, and I'll meet you on the next job lead.